What's up guys, Derrick here from DaseDesigns, back with another speed art. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so in this video I wanted to do a talk through and answer this question for you guys of how I create my concepts, how do I come to them, more specifically my pre-made concepts, but also just for mascot concepts in general. So what you're watching right now is basically a Devil Warrior mascot logo. And it's a pre-made design. It's going to be up for sale. If you're interested, if you have a serious business inquiry, feel free to reach out via email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So anyways, I came to this concept. I was working on a Viking mascot logo project for high school. I'm still in the progress of working on right now. So this started off with doing research. A lot of times I get the question, you know, how do I create these awesome concepts? How I'm just like some genius, and I'm always thinking in my head is like, no, I'm not some genius, right? So, you know, how I create these is, again, I was doing research for another project. I was looking for Viking helmets, traditional Viking helmets, and then I also looked at horned helmets in general. So I wound up coming across, and this was all on Google, I wound up coming across a dope artwork that an artist created, and I believe it was from DeviantArt. I think it was like a character design of just like some crazy devil warrior, or just like a devil or something. And I really liked the horns on it. They did a very great job of illustrating, you know, I want to say like rigid horns, or horns with ridges on them, or whatever, you know. And that's kind of like what I do in the sketch right here. And I haven't been able to pull it off before. Their artwork really cleared it up for me and gave me a good idea and understanding of how I could make it my own. So I threw that in a file that I call mascot reference, and I usually put a bunch of crazy, dope, edgy, weird concepts in there, just artwork and just like reference photos. So yeah, anyway, so I put this in there because I knew I wanted to create a cool, dope, pre-made design with it, and I knew I could pull it off. And so yeah, so I referenced that photo, and that's what you're watching in this video. So really, when I create these concepts, you know, it's really just doing your research. So if you want to create an edgy skull, go to Google, type in edgy skull, look at some cool images, and then you know, combine those concepts with your own concepts and make them your own, make it unique, make it awesome, make it work for a mascot or whatever you're doing, right? This works for any creative process ever, right? From music to film, photography, anything. So so yeah. So I did that, and then the only thing that I really liked about the concept that I was looking at was the horns. The image overall, the artist is, you know, the artwork was sick overall. It created a great mental vibe for me, you know, a place to put my mind at. But the horns specifically, again, they did a great job on those. So I was like, man, I really love these. I'm gonna steal those. You know, I say steal those in a very, you know, cheeky, funny, you know, loose kind of way. You know, combining other concepts with your own and making them unique, right? So that's basically what I did. And you know, just for the horns, and then, you know, for the skull, you know, like I just looked up edgy skulls. I wound up coming across a satanic skull. It had like a pentagram on the forehead. I don't worship the devil or anything like that, so no worries, guys. But anyways, I thought it was a dope shaped skull. Like, most specifically, I liked the way the mouth was shaped. But everything else I hated. I don't like satanic stuff, but the mouth was shaped really well. So I was like, okay, cool. This looks dope. I'm gonna use this, combine it. And then, you know, I made my own teeth. I made my own, you know, the shape overall. And yeah, you know, just made it my own, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, getting ideas, concepts, little bits and pieces, literally little bits and pieces from everywhere, from experience in life, past experience, past movies you've seen, videos you watch, music you listen to, like the music is playing in the background right now also has a dark, edgy vibe. It's called like Paranormal 2.0. Shout out to Jordan, SoundCloud, love your music, bro. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how I do it, you know, and a lot of artists do this, believe it or not. You know, we're not just some genius, we just know how to do research. And, you know, again, that's really what, if you want to do the same thing, this is a great technique that you can use yourself. Not everyone does it this way. Again, this is just me and what I do. So, so yeah, just to continue, you know, I had reference images of skulls in the background whenever creating anything. And it has to look like something, like a skull. I want the skull to look like a skull. So I'll put like skull references, like, you know, live actual skulls of like from humans in the background, or, you know, reference images in like a mood board, so to speak. And, you know, just to help me wrap my head around making them unique without making it look like an alien or a dog or something like that. You know, making sure it has the basic characteristics of a human skull. And then, you know, I added the horns on, you know, made them my own, made them unique, right? But just, you know, it really just helped me understand how to add ridges to it. And then, you know, also for the shoulder pads, you know, that was just kind of random and kind of like off the cuff, you know, because like, because I mainly used the skull, you know, that I had created. After I sketched the skull, I was like, okay, I want to add a body or something. So I just use like the shapes from the skull, you know, from that to help mold the shoulder pads. You know, like the horns, they have a slight similarity to the horns that you see on the head, and it also kind of resembles a skull, or just like bones and stuff like that. Bones, so skull and bones, like the skull is a bone. So the shoulder pads, you know, you can imagine like some dark evil character who's got, you know, like shoulder pads and this big hefty large suit on made out of like human bones or something like that. So that's kind of what I wanted it to look like. Same thing, that's how I create my colors. What color are bones? They're like white. Sometimes they have a dark gray, dark tan, dark yellow color, and that's kind of where I got the colors. You know, it's all really about that, you know, just making sure you're doing your research, combining concepts, little ideas, taking little bits and pieces, combining it to your own concepts, making it your own, right? Like one way to test this, like, is to, okay, so say you created this design and you posted it. Are you nervous or worried if the person that you kind of referenced, if they see it, are you worried about that they're going to call you out? If you are, then don't post it. Make it more unique, keep refining, make it yours, you know. And that's something I had to go through last year. Like I put up a concept, I was like, okay, you know, it's really close to theirs, but it's still mine. It's still kind of unique. I wanted to posting it, and like I knew there was a good chance that, you know, they were going to talk to me about it and say something to me. And I was like, okay, so that time I went too far and I knew where to stop at. You know, it's kind of like been a benchmark, like don't go that far. That's too much. That's like, you know, that's kind of on the lines of copying someone, or just like copying something and just like that, you know. So sometimes that's what you got to go through, but, you know, hopefully through videos like this, I can help you get around that so you don't really have to go through that, and how you can avoid it, and, you know, how you guys can move faster and create better ideas even faster and easier, you know. And this is kind of how I do that. You know, just do your research, guys. Just do some digging. I usually spend an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, depending on how lost I am, just to be honest. You know, like if I have a good idea, it usually takes about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour, just to find a concept, and then I'll begin sketching, right? So that's what I do before I put my pencil to paper. Before I illustrate anything, I have to have a good concept. It's really just about, you know, doing that, doing your research, guys, and that's pretty much it, man. So hopefully this video has been helpful and insightful for you guys. If it has helped you out and you're gonna, you know, try to do this more often, you know, feel free to leave a like, a big thumbs up on this video. Leave any comments if you guys are, you know, have any questions or want to continue the conversation about, you know, concept creation and stuff like that. So yeah, again, this Mascot logo is up for sale. Serious business inquiries, send me an email, linked in the description. So yeah, guys, it is Derrick from DaseDesigns.com, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.